critical or public, aren't you? Because being a member of the Monty Python team, it must have been extraordinary in the early days when you first started recording those. I mean, the audience who first came to those shows can't have known what to expect.
No, well, we had the BBC sort of coach parties came in, little old ladies. I think they thought it was going to be a circus. They kept sort of looking around for the lions, and all we had was a few dead sheep dropping on people. And we didn't know whether it was going to be funny or not, so it was very strange until it started to go out on the air and some loonies came and wanted to see it.
Yes.
It was very odd.
And what to tell me about critical reaction? What was the worst critical reaction that you got yourself as a performer?
Apart from being booed off stage at the Blue Angel by guards officers, which is a sort of act of taste, I think, was that we were on the Tonight Show once, Python. We went on in about 1973, and we'd been on a tour of Canada to sort of vast laughter, and everything we did got sycophantic laughs. We'd just hit America, and nobody'd ever seen us. We went on the Tonight Show, and we did 30 minutes material in 20 minutes. I mean, there was not a laugh. You just looked up, and the whole audience was going... And it started off with two guys sort of dressed up as ladies going, "Have you buried the cat yet? No, he's not dead yet." And that... These people are like, "Where's Carson?" You know? It was really awful. We laughed. I mean, we laughed solidly for about an hour afterwards when we came off stage.
But of course, that was the very beginning, because after that, I mean, and now, you have a huge cult following in America, don't you? How does the audience reaction vary now?
Well, there's a huge cult. It comes on. Well, you know, they make this strange sound in America. If you make them laugh, they go, "Woo!" Which is very weird. We went on stage. We did the Hollywood Bowl last year for 4 nights, just as a little treat. And it was, the whole evening was composed of people going, "Woo! Woo!" It was very disconcerting. You thought you'd come on without your trousers or something at the beginning.
But you've done quite a bit of work there apart from Python, haven't you? You've done that Saturday Night Live show.
Yes.
What sort of... two questions, first of all. What sort of things were you able to get away with in that sort of live situation where they can't edit because it's gone out on the ether?
You can get away with most things, or you could get away with more on a live show than that. I mean, they still had a censor, and these poor people would come and desperately try and stop you doing something at a dress rehearsal. I remember I was doing a sketch once, and I was wearing some underpants, and they insisted on painting out the crack in my bum.
You're not allowed
they said NBC are not allowed frontal or backal nudity.
Backal nudity?
Backal nudity is not allowed. So that was one of the things.
You also had the Queen on the show once, didn't you?
Yes. Well, it wasn't the real Queen.
No.
Although they didn't know it wasn't the real Queen. There's this lady called Jeanette Charles, I think you're familiar with. And I said that we were pretending to be doing a telethon to raise money for England. And we said we got the Queen on. And I rolled out a red carpet, and on she came, and the audience stood up. It was very weird. And we were doing a sort of, in order to raise money, we had little exhibits, one of which was Kick a Canadian competition. and we had a guy in a Mountie sort of costume. He stood there, and she came forward, and she went up to him and shook him gently by the hand, and then just kneed him firmly. And then I think they realized it probably wasn't the Queen.
When going back to the Python thing, what was this sort of... There are 5 people working together, aren't there, really?
Well, there are 5 people and 1 American.
Yes. And 1 American, yes.
That's the animator Terry Gilliam, you know.
Right. Now, but
he's not really people.
I think I'm right in saying that you write by yourself, don't you? The rest, there's 2 of them that are in pairs. What about the start of a gag? I mean, where, for instance, the thing that you've put into our language is nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more. Now, where did that come from? What was the...
Well, I wrote that for Ronnie Barker, as a matter of fact.
Did you?
I used to be writing for Frost. It was Frost on Tuesday morning. There was a time in England when every show was Frost on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
That's I remember.
And I was either writing for Frost on Wednesday or Thursday. And I wrote this sketch, and I gave it in because I thought Ronnie Barker would be really funny at it. And of course, when you read that sketch, all it does is say, know what I mean, know what I mean, say no more, say no more. I mean, there's no jokes in it. So they threw it straight out.
They did? And you revived it for...
Well, I sent it to Roy Hudd, and then when it came back, I started...